pumpkin bread or something. I think this is yummy. People. Oh, right. The minute the main job I've got is tidying it up because I know that the elements are working. Put some music on. There we go. Good puppy. Hello, viewer. There we go. Right. Where was I? Oh, yeah. Coffee. I'll have my pop. Okay. So, one. Foundation table works. 2. Two parts from the end giveaway. Open the other. What else? 4. Get out the dialogue. Yes. So, at the minute, no doubt see here. G, just one group it again to this. And I'm going to change this to a 4. If you want to say hello in the main channel, I would love to say hello to you back, so please don't go on. Okay? Guy Burns, the famous words of my dear old stepfather, get us to the out. Yeah, let's check them in the right. But should be in demo. It's important I'm in demo because then I can do this. Okay, uploading real. And that was a good clue that I was in the wrong area there. Goodness. Right. Then something I need to be wary of here as well is that it's going to be very, very easy. Have our fighting Z space. You see there how it's doing the fighting Z space thing? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it down just a teeny bit. There. Okay, so now we get this exciting thing. Then I need to make sure that this is also going to be in the right area, so change this to unlit as well. Wireframe. If I change this to wireframe, I can get a better idea of how this all fits together. How this really ridiculous music flops away. Okay. This is very silly music. What that? LED. Right, perspective. The idea being now that I should be able to just this here. It's important to get this as right as properly. Because these lips are really, really important. Okay, and that is cross. And a lot of this is what I call the ergonomics. So the ergonomics of a project are basically how, when we perceive something and when we see something, we automatically know if something's not right or not. So, for example, having the railway station just hanging over infinity there, we know that's not right in our minds. We know that's not how physics works, even in a game where physics is probably optional. So, what we need to do is stay on top of that. About this is there's so many speculative ways for our good friend the geologist to have met his end. Once I've done this, what you probably notice is that it's offset wrongly. Now, trust me when I say that a Victorian architect have done everything in their power to make sure that's not the case. But let's straighten this up. I'll bring it back in at this section here as well. And I'll have to bring it all the way back to there, otherwise it won't make good sense. So, they weren't really into this kind of brutalist architecture back then. However, I think we can be fairly sure that, obviously, because of the way the cableways worked, they would have had to take the angle, if they built this, into consideration. Now, I know they didn't really build this. I built this, but okay. Then what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to select everything. It needs to be obviously mounted into the ground. Okay. You can use snaps, but I find snaps relatively not non-intuitive, but certainly inaccurate. So sometimes it's worth taking it for 10-15 minutes and just doing the job properly. I don't mind pretzel rocks. I mean, it's music. I can listen to it, which is nice. It's a shame that it's not licensed music. Give it time, though. I'm sure Streamlabs and Amazon will eventually come to some sort of an arrangement over streaming music. I hope so, anyway. is the correct piece now, coming down there. I like that because I've got some like really heavy GI going on there. Okay, so what I need to do now is select all of these parts without breaking it. And I've got a few choices for how I can do this. Now, if we were being in the modern day cost effective, then, you know, we could have some struts and like all sorts of things like that going into it. I don't know if that's an option, so I'm going to see if I can do that first. Okay, so Control and G, just to group it, because you see it gives us that. I'll just make sure there's nothing else caught in it. I can't see anything else caught, it's just a very large bounding box. And if I press Shift and G, because there's a piece missing from it, because of course there is, Control and G. Like this. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate it, boink. Instead I'll put a -1. The reason I put the -1 is because I can then have this shape. That. Okay. And of course that gives us this solid frame underneath, which we didn't have before. Now I'm going to need some sort of a thing a bit like this. You see this cableway? It has a pillar. Now the pillars are a mesh, so if I just go to them, there we go. Let's have a look at them. Because I've got this nagging suspicion they've probably got those things on the top. Which would be great, but I don't really want them. Bugger. Okay, never mind. I'll probably just use standard cables then. Again, this wasn't the brutalist period, so I'm going to be a little bit careful with this. Cylinder. Yeah. The trick with these is that if I'm doing this, which I am, I need to make it look stable, which I'm going to. So. Now then, I've got to make sure that it's in the right direction. So ooh, I need angles on this. Why are you making it look all precise and that? Well, if you knew anything about me, you'd know that this is what I like to do. All about thinking. Right. Now, this is just a very basic shape, you see, but what people don't realise a lot of the time is we can use these basic shapes power to here. Now, what I'm going to do with this shape is I'm going to name it this, just so that I know what it is. Okay, so we're going to call this prop, and we're going to call it a strut. Here, strut. Like that. And then what I need to do here is change this scale to about 1. Lock, lock. 2, 2. Now we get this nice ground point here. Now I could build a blueprint to adjust this, but as I'm only going to be using it once, It doesn't seem very much of a point to it, really, does it? So I'm not going to. And then at the top, you can see now that the top one is too big, so I'm going to drop this down to maybe 1.5, 1.5. There, now it fits. Okay, so the bottom one bigger than the top one. That's cool. Now let's take all of these. And we know they're the right size, so I can just drag them across. Okay, down here, move this until it's actually into the block. And I'm just going to increase its scale again. Go. This one, do the same. You'll notice now how it's giving it stability, which is great because that's what we needed, you know. Okay, now I have this cube, so like this. What I want to do is I want to change its rotation to the same as this. So I'm going to copy it, bring in my cube, paste. There we go. Now I know that this is in the right area. So good thing is that from the scale of this, it should fit pretty nicely just inside here. I'm going to increase the scale to 1.35. I like to combine the disciplines of modeling with the disciplines of debug. Okay, that's fine. So, pop strut connector. I'll give it a name so I can remember what it is. As you can see, I've got an awful lot of things in here that don't have names. It's really important to keep up with. This strut nice and clean. You're all going to be like, but that doesn't make any sense. If it struts like that, it's not supportable. Right. That is how they used to build. Big study on iron bricks a while back, and this is exactly how. Well, above would be like this. Yeah. And this one. I need a little bit of scale is because of course I'm doing it by eye, so my measurements are not there. Okay, so now we've got this nice heavy duty kind of rig here, just the way I wanted it. Good thing is I can reuse this, so I'm just going to group it later. I won't group it now. The next thing I need to do is look at this fence, which is rickety, but with purpose, as they say. Yeah. Yeah. That's like combo with nothing, I think, without these cars should clear the fence, so I'll probably just put it in. Love it because it looks like it's been so hastily repaired. I don't really need to put supports on this back end here, and the reason for that is because it's not as visible. Okay, so if it's not as visible, it doesn't matter. Hey my dude, how you doing? Glad to hear it. I'll find out if his area's going to be around today. Because, yeah, no worries. If you need to get some rest, buddy. Yeah. Okay, so that's the first one done. It looks a lot better than it did. Save all, not just save level, otherwise it won't save all. You've got a few different options here for ins and outs, so that's good. And then this one, which is just I don't want to really being able to get down here, so let's just take our fence. Moment. Okay, that wasn't exactly what I wanted. Not that fence. There, and then I can just like block it off. You have a fence way that I can put that. Okay, now over here, like from here. I think I'm at the very end. Right, let's take a look at the end. Okay, now I need a step up on here. For me, that means a ramp. So, or step. Okay. Good thing is that by reducing the amount our character can jump for the time, it has basically nobbled their ability to go places that I don't want them to. Later on, when I want them to, they can. Isn't that marvellous? And of course, probably not disable rooms back then. Because they needed to be locked in the attic and never looked at. Okay, from behind. Bear in mind, obviously, that it's going to be a little bit flippery. At the doors. one's done. So I had better increase my speed. It's away. Now then, the next part I need to do is part of the cableway and not part of the, well, it exists as its own separate sub-level, let's just say. Okay, and it's important to have it with this. So, I work a lot with sub-levels and streaming levels. Now with Unreal Engine 5 I'll not have to do that, but for the time being I do. So here we go. Right, let's turn off the demo. You can see that some things vanish and some things don't. That's the path that the ship comes in on, for example. Now then, I may not necessarily want the ship to be just locked to the demo that I can see, because if I do, the ship will never appear again. Ship. Doing that, if I hide the demo now, we've still got it, it's still coming full. Okay, next. This, you can probably see, has some problems. Probably. Side limit. Oh, come on. If you crash, then I'll just reload you. Let's go over here. My email. Well, everyone's checking my email. It's on its way. Come on, the thing, whatever it is you're doing, stop it. My God, it didn't crash. How bizarre. Oh, how LA. Okay, so. Okay. The thing I need to avoid is anyone going down here this way. But what I might do, it's going to be really, really hard, is get that lovely kind of built that I've got under here. That ish. The thing about this is, however, actually, now I think about it, it's not going to be too hard to do this because I know it's only on a single axis. So, what I need to do is get holding shift with this. The only problem with this is that will be here forever. becomes part of the tableway. I can just up here a bit. I know there's other ways of doing this, but you know what? I'm here now. As you can see, it's on exactly the right axis to get there, so that helps. Well, more or less the exact axis. You can read it off, well, yeah. Okay, let's just move it by 100 E, which means I'm going to need to snap on. Well, make ourselves a gold imposing thing. I'm really hoping, like a lot, that guys and ladies at Unreal Engine got really good import script. Or when I want to move stuff to Unreal Engine 5, because one of the main problems with using the streaming levels, the only problem really with using streaming levels, apart from obviously the complexity of making sure everything lines up, is that if I copy everything into a single level, the amount of memory it needs will often crash my system, because just for the copying process, not for the playing process, and it's difficult. Right, so I'll bring this down here. Water, because of course I do. Now, the good thing about this is this little handy dandy block in the bloody village, where I certainly don't want people able to go, so yeah. Now that I've got this nice shape here, I could suppose make it a little bit more interesting. I want to do my pillars to it, but I don't know if I want to. Also, I really like this open space in here, because I needed one, so I think I'm just going to... The only thing I need to do is make sure that my Z fighting is not happening. Remember, we've talked about this. Look, let's duplicate them, which I didn't intend to. As you see, there's a lot of parts here, but these are all instance meshes. So not to lose any sleep at night worrying about them. So I can see this. Yeah. Shift when I'm moving actually slows it down a wee bit, which makes my job a tiny bit easier. I don't need to move this one up. By one. There. So that's given us this edifice, because that's what this is. It's like an edifice. A couple of things I need to do. One of them is I need to decide what's in here, and I know what's going to be in here, so I'll come to that later. And that's how, you know, you'll get an early open. Over here, this is the other route. Let's see. What we need to do with this is, yeah, look at that. Now you can get back this way, not that you'd probably want to. Lit, unlit. Do way. But yeah. If I called it walkway, level. What did I call it then? What exciting name did I give it? I need to change it to walkway. It's dismiss. SM concrete access. So what I'm going to do now, do it up here. The job of this will be, of course, to safely transport us to where we need to go. Now I'm going to get across to there, you see. I love how rickety these are, incidentally. So this is like meat and drink to me. I love how rickety. Easy enough doing this, because you see that once you need these to kind of connect across. Isn't this fun? Look at these. Can you imagine walking on those? Wouldn't you have fun? Well, the thing about these is as well that because they are, oh goodness me, what's it called? Because they are composite meshes, I was able to control the level of detail on these pretty harshly. Good, because it needed it. And I like the fact as well that even though I built this walkway 7 months ago, maybe 8 or 9 even, and back then I wasn't sure why I was building it, now I know why I'm building it. So, no, it's just to make sure that everything kind of gets fitted in the way it should. Let's take this to unlit. Unlit will show me where I'm making any errors. I want some changes of the size a little bit like that. Okay, that is nice. I like that. That makes me happy. Now the problem we've got here, of course, is that it's over approximately none. Now, if I just put like a sturdy wall there, the main question is going to be, well, why did I bother doing that in the first place? So what I've got to do is put something completely rickety and unpleasant underneath this, just to hold these flipping things up. Now, what could be more rickety than wood? Dust. Yeah, sure. But, you know, dust into wood. So, let me go to here. And to find myself a nice. No, I'm working for a deadline. My view on deadlines is I don't mind them, you know, but I want to make sure I do a nice job too. I do a nice job. This, what I'm going to do, I'm going to use these big old wooden sink blocks. Okay? But the idea being that people think, sunk into the cliff walls, which they are, technically. You know about how my streaming system works for the levels, you'll also know that be able to use this method. And hide it using the streaming system. The only thing I'd say about this is, you see these look a little bit small, so let's make it 3.5. 5. These are longer and wider. You can tell you're 50, you know, or getting on a bit anyway, if you start looking at wood and thinking, nice number. It's of course what I'm thinking. I have to do a lot of DIY nowadays. Part of, I think, you know, becoming a more mature gentleman or lady. Turn this one upside down. Give it a bit of variance. Yeah, it looks good. It all works out. Let me get the variation. Yeah, it's not a lot of variation. It's enough. But I'm going to make sure that these logs are long enough. You notice they aren't. So don't worry about stretch, okay? These are only really seen from a distance. Most people are only going to be seeing the end. But I'm not overly concerned. It adds that whole kind of feeling of, well, this isn't safe. And we really want that feeling of, well, this isn't very safe. The good thing is, I mean, you know, if these fell down, yes, you could climb across underneath it. You wouldn't want to, though. Yes. And of course, I'm going to go back in now because these are end pieces. I need it done with flipping. You'll notice now that it's really bringing it to life a lot more, you know, having these shapes in. Seems like I'm trying to teach you guys how to make game dev, but I'm not really. I'm just talking to myself, shouting into the void. If out there wants to say hello, though, please do. I love doing this. It's just I love this. It's obviously supposed to, portray the fact that it's not very sturdy. And I think getting that across rather lovely. Right, now I can do some additional tilts. Angle to it if I want to. Some variation in it, okay, because this is what's going to make it look like it's a wee bit balanced. For example, you can have like hanging right down if you want. There you go. Now let's have a look at it on lit. Once it's got some actual kind of direct lighting in, well, I think that'll look significantly horrible. Okay, now I need to put into my system a fence. Fence. Pretty sure I've got a fence somewhere. Oh, I know where it is. So I need to go to here, here. There's a fence. Perf meaning prefix. Now then, this fence, how long are you? You are 203. 203 seems good length. I might have that. That means I can set this to 50 increments. Check the curve on there. Be it one way or the other, so I'll take that by I. Up here to unhide the village as well. Amen. Good. You can see here my text to streaming tool is over budget. If I want it to be under budget again, let me see. There, no, considerably less. I'll also hide the engine room and the block. like having the metal railings here because it gives it a whole different look. The modularity of the pieces is much more in line with how the Victorians built things back then. Because, I don't know if you've noticed or not, but for example, the lighthouses are modular. They always used to build them in a very, very modular manner. Store that or not, but that was deliberately using an overlap. A little bit over the edge here. Not you, but if I was on this little lighthouse, I'd probably sit and play with the cableway all day. Because, you know. Yeah, no. Bollard or something here. Oh. Hello? Really? Well, I do like it. Don't get me wrong. Just, good. You just got so many meshes and things that I use now. I'm going to have to do a real clean down soon. Now I've got a... this fits in nicely with these parts over here, you see. So, that will fix our entry to this rather worrisome walkway. Love that. I made it myself, and that is why I love this video game. Now there are some connecting parts here, which I can also get rid of at will. So, it made mostly of rubber. I needed a slightly larger piece of rubber. Make people a little downtime. Information. Solution. Simplify the flow, otherwise putting a full through. Okay, the next thing is over here. We'll do the same thing more or less again. Just using the same piece here because, you know, and people don't tend to notice once it's moved at a slight angle. Walk. This one, I'm still using the same block incidentally, because it's very unlikely people are going to go, "Ee, that's the same block. You're a phony." Yeah, they're not going to do that. And they're just joining these parts together. That bit doesn't need joining. Now this bit, we are back here on glass. Here, boo. By exploration, say. Yeah. This is the fourth level of detail, if you you're wondering. Of course, there's no guarantee that the player's going to go, aha, this is the way I want to go, but hopefully. I mean, they are welcome to go up there if they want to, but I'm probably going to fence that one off, put rocks in it or something, just to stop them, because it's important and make sure that there's no way the players can get up. For this, oh, slippage, yoink. Yeah. The thing is that if I put this concrete bubble here, increase the size of it a lot. Have a little stepping stone. Step off this edge, or you can just kind of try and whisk this bit. Odd. Certainly got a lot more exploration than being stuck on the ship has, so I can understand why people would, you know, I know I prefer this one. I like the ship. I like it. Here, let's have some nets. The trick with this is that we're going to want lots of bits of fence everywhere. I don't want them going anywhere they're not supposed to. Awful lot of fallen rocks around here. It isn't any good because these things are just going to be. I think. If there's anything in here that's going to be kind of more suitable for what I need, it probably is, but that's it. A lot of birds, you may notice. An awful lot of birds. Ah, looks like a brick column, doesn't it? Oh, I know where that is. Hang on a second. I actually had some stuff in here. We can use this for one. Little bricks, metal supports. Nice, very nice. I have to clean those, but using those. Oops, a lot of rubble containers. But in case I can find anything that's going to be helpful. I love that, but that requires a whole new backstory. You want something like that. difficult on this slope, man. Five. These ones. I mean, I'm fairly interested by those. I might have some uses for this. Wait. Thing is, if I put it here, it's got to have a reason. Fortunately, that's not a good enough reason. Awesome. One that doesn't have any windows in. You get one that hasn't got any windows in. Anyway, I've got to stack enough. Right. I need stuff to block this out. Probably just use an aid passport or something if I have to. There's so many ways for people to fall off and they can't actually get up. That's really mad. Okay, lit. There. Making sure to fill cracks with this stuff. But I've got culling turned on, so basically when I get to a certain distance, the rocks aren't here anyway. These are only here for the player. See as we get further in. Balance the rocks and junk. Now then, let's have a look at the culling. Full distance max to 5,000. Means that they won't vanish quite as quickly, so we'll see them as we come in off the cable car probably. Minimum 2,000. Yeah, we can see them from the cable car coming. It's helpful, it means I can do some drawing down here as well. Let's have a look at these numbers and see what we're getting. I don't want these to be too large. 34 is okay. my brush, do some fill. I'll take off some of the bigger plates. 41 views, my word. That one. You know, the rock is beautiful and welcoming to you. That's the whole point. He's beautiful and welcoming to you. My wonderful Rob says, God bless him. Rob Sharp. This is where the journey will end. Up that way. Or if you come this way. Mode. Select mode. Go there. Do a Shift G. Also Jinkies. The only thing to watch out for here is the warp level actually, so I'll probably make that a wee bit higher. And that gives us this shape here. I'm kind of curious. Very curious. So is my aim instead, because today is Saturday, I would love to get as much of this done as possible. Never mind that. But away. Everything needs to be in its correct sub-level to make loading and unloading a lot easier. There we go, so that gives us that. You nice little surprises, eh? Mine. Don't have to do anything too complicated, but at the same time, any open block. Don't. I understand you might be saying, Chris, what are you doing, you mad idiot? Don't worry, this all makes sense. Yeah. Okay, so this gives us our base area. I want cave static mesh. We want a rail mesh or track. Where's my sleepers? Trap. Sports, sports. Hello, I can hear you. Like that, but I'm going to probably adapt it a wee bit underneath. So I can hear you. That. Yep. Okay. What I do need to think about it. Let's that's pretty bad, isn't it? I mean, not really what I need, but add cable. We want cables in this one. So let's cable. Okay, what else? Air vent, air pipe, air pipe. Keep air pipe, but use it anyway. Hey. give us this floaty railway here. And now all we need to do is put some support. Here's how to do that if you don't know how. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's fantastic stretch. Being held up for months. Oh, here it is. It's the 3DS Max. Now what I need to do is I need to make myself a new variation of support. Okay, just in case you're wondering. Let's let this load. Right, now, first things first. So this mine support is what I'm interested in. So that's action. Export. I export it just as an FBX. I'll go to my wiki stuff, 3D Asset Workshop. I'm going to call this Trackway, and this is changes. Okay, this is SM Mine Supports. So we'll call it SM Mine Supports were base. That's what it's going to be. And then export. Now, actually building this, okay, this is disgustingly easy because a lot of the detail, the really low detail, is 3ds Max. Sorry, Game Dev. So import. Asset Workshop. Trackway changes. There we go. We'll just import it straight in. As we can see, not the most complicated model in the world. So I'll just convert to editable poly again. And we can see that its pivot has already been set up for us, which is a big help. So come into this. Now I'm pretty sure we've got like more pieces than we need. So press H. Open this out. Lord 2, get rid of that. Select it and delete it. Right, not going to let me. So group. Ungroup. Lord 2. No, that's still Lord 2. God, okay, so I've only got Lord 2. That's fine. Okay. Right, so if I go now into my elements, I've got to select things by element, which is always helpful. Now it's important that this comes in the right place. The right place. So, do is try and remember the hotkeys for 3ds Max. Well, and elements. This. You doggies, come on, be good. Light amount of overlap. Remember, if it ain't rickety, I don't want it. There we go. So believe it or not, that's about as difficult as it gets. Okay, we didn't want a whole world of stuff going on, just this. If I go back to perspective, I can see that it's looking okay. There's these corners here which aren't quite long enough. But if I just select this, do a hello, I can hear you, lovely little puppy. Do you want to go outside and play, or are you playing with your sister? Playing with his sister, that's cute. Right, so we now have this. Change its name to SM. Call this outside supports. Track. When it's selected, I'll go to File, Export, Selected. Ah, Jesus. hate when I get phoned about that. Right, I'm going to go to my trackway changes, and I'm going to call this SM track support now. Call it track support outside. Okay, just so we know what it is, and click OK. Now, fingers crossed this should be large enough. If not, I'll extend something off the bottom. Yeah. Right, you see what's happened there? That happened a lot, and this is to do with LODs in bloody Unreal Engine, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have to create it from scratch, because I think that'll be easier. Aggravating. Oh, fuck off. All busy. Right. File. Recent. Until uncover. Right. Group. Not in a group. Assembly. Don't want assembly either. Control H. There shouldn't be anything else on my scene except for this. Let's check there's nothing hidden. Idle. Freeze all. I hate the way flipping 3ds Max deals with this stuff. Oh, horrible. Tempted. Use Blender. Do I have Blender installed? I do not have Blender installed. Go away, go away, go away. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to blender.org. I'm going to reinstall bloody Blender. Just because I hate 3ds Max so fucking much. I don't believe I'm doing, but there you go. I can't even remember the keys for Blender. Let's see if I can bodge my way through this, shall we? Out the front of the house. Make rice and beans for tea today. I'm looking at that. Nearly done downloading Blender. $30 seconds, 20 seconds, 40 seconds, 31 seconds, 50 seconds, 36 seconds. Just wait, eh? Be excited. Well, that's coffee left. Won't turn the kettle on. Kettle is on. Hello, no viewers. How are you? course, people who actually want to see something creative being done rather than a baby falling in a swimming pool. Pardon me. Glad my beard's grown into these bits again. My wife was like, oh, I'm going to shave those. I'm sure they'd be lovely to go shave those parts. Be better than 3DS Max, hasn't it? At least I hope it has. Right, Blender is finished. And yeah, I could use the Unreal Engine modeling tools in this as well if I really wanted to, but no. Slowed up Blender. Great. Yeah, just take over my entire screen, why don't you, Blender? That's fine. There you are. Right, now where's that little window that you had up? Oh, it's gone. So, file. Import. I'm going to import a Filmbox file. There we go. And as before, I'm going to load it from my Wiki folder, Asset Workshop, Pathway Changes. There we go. Beat this. I can never remember exactly what's going on with it. However, like, you don't need you, they don't need you. I do need is these bits. So, object mode, edit mode. That's what I presume I'm going to need. Right, and I want to edit by face, edge, or bird. Face. Face. Yeah. Oh, will you fucking stop that? You horrible piece of shit. Don't like Blender, I'm just using it. I've actually copied some bits. Seeing what's happening here, the hotkeys I'm trying to get used to. Right, so don't need that one. See, this is going to be aggravating. What I really want is another piece down there. Will it let me select by face? Yes. Will it let me select by more? Like that, eh? So, oh, okay, I can see which way this is going now. So, Jack. Box. Doesn't do. Oh, I see. Look, it is 2 LO bloody D's in here. That's what's been causing the problem. Look, let's go back to previous back. I said that. What? What if I don't want to do that at all? What if I edit anything else? Use Max, aren't I? Yes, Max. Right. Oh, I'm back here again. This seems familiar, doesn't it? File, export, open recent. Here we are. Now then, continue. Oh, you're eating delicious things. Of course you are, little lovelies. Set this down because, you know, then I can add some concrete or whatever underneath that later. Oh, my neck. Oh, there, right. Now, balls. We don't want that. Okay, so save that, go away, and I'm going to do an export. Rather than save it as an FBX this time, I'll save it as an OBJ, because there's a better chance that the OBJ will work. OBJ. That way, imported, done. Forget about OBJs. Right, so import to. Allow me to import the OBJ. Yep. Now I Day Level 0 is the name of the demo, by the way. It used to be just demo, but I realised that what I was doing was far too uncomplicated for what we needed. Yeah. And I've got oh, silly me, demos up. That's funny. Teeny weeny bit concerned. Where's all my lovely work? Remember, kiddies always save. Oh, lots. Railway down here. That's cool. Oh. Seems to be on its side, curiously. I don't think this is going to give me the option to do an offset, which is rather aggravating. So I think I have to re-import this. So re-import that. Re-import the new file. Yes. That one. Just delete it. See that we have a little bit of it tilted the wrong bloody way. I think it's going to need to rotate about 90 degrees on probably the X. Let's have a look. An option for importing. done it. Okay, so set this up for again. Hello. Right, so mine support. This one's good. Being a minor issue here. Scale height is a teeny weeny bit wrong. So I need to increase the scale by 2 as well, I suspect. There we go, your beauties. I just need to find the original material for the SM mine support. There. I need to put it into this one. Yeah. Oh. MI track wood. Yep. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, I'm good with that. There's some stuff I'm going to get rid of this. Needle. Yep. This side. Put one cable on one side, hang it down like that. Might do it, actually stick the same one in the bloody side. Then, part on this. Oh, nice. Oh, close door. fine, because I made them. Redundant. Okay, next. Add some cats. Find my card to the bank. Oh. Other than that, roots or something. Let's try you instead. Oh, could be you who woken up. Like, no, it's against the tool, isn't it? Yeah, it's a tool. And if this is the form controller, yeah, but this ends. Here's my stuff. Sound. Hello. Where's this left? So let's look at some stuff on this. Oh, Monday I'll be done on this. Good. Okay. Control this. I need to go for this. There, this. Present. Then why not let me call you in, you bugger? Egg pile there. I'm not guessing it yet. I see, there's a no collisions. Oh shit. Yeah, it's kind of worked. Oh, heck. That's it. What do I call here? 30 is the card using to be beaten.